Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about dependency injection pattern in MVC. So what is dependency injection? Dependency injection is a software design pattern that allow us to develop loosely coupled code. Dependency injection is a great way to reduce tight coupling between software components. Dependency injection also enable us to better manage future changes and other complexity in our software. The purpose of dependency injection is to make code maintainable. So first we will check that what is the problems, why we are going to use dependency injection. First is that if it's a tightly coupled architecture, that it will be solved by the dependency injection. If controller knows if you are going to create it in the traditional way, so that times controller knows that what and which class you are going to call, and what actually that particular class is doing. So that kind of things you are hiding with the use of a dependency injection. Third is the things that is a, if you are not using the dependency injection, so that means unit test is very difficult. We have to write unit tests. It will be create a lot of problem because of that. If it's a tightly coupled, so it's very difficult to write that unit test. So dependencies are there are three ways to resolve the dependency injection. First is that constructor, second is the method, and third one is the property. First we will check that one. But actually we will face the problem if we are not going to use dependency injection. Let's open the Visual Studio, create a new project, MVC application, debug, dependency injection, click OK, and select empty project and MVC. Press OK. The project has been created. First we will create that controller. Just to add that controller, select MVC controller empty and write down that home project, home controller. Now you have created that home controller. Okay, so here you can see that there is a action method and the view. Now we are going to create that one is the business logic. So we create one folder. So this business logic you can make a separate class library, but now I'm going to create in the same project. So add one class like student. Okay. So now name of the class is the student. In the students, by default, if you write like you can create the constructor. Okay. So once you are going to create that student class, just if you are using that one that here in the controller, so what you will do, you have to do just you will create that one home controller and that private and that class of the student. Just add the reference. Okay. The student obj student, right, and we can create that object here that is a student. See that one. So what now it's everything is okay. This one is the traditional way. So everything is working fine. If you will create that one method here, required or public int student count. If you created one method here and it's returning that one value that count like 100. Okay. So now here you can call that one that particular method with that student count. Now check that one. Okay. So now everything is okay here. Now you can create one view here, add view. Okay. Now just now everything is simple. I have created that. I make it private and create an object and initialize that student class. And here I am calling that one particular method. Just make a breakpoint, run the application. Here we have added that a breakpoint, so it should come here, and you will see that value of that student count will return. See, now it's coming. Now you check that one. Now its value is coming. That is 100. That everything is working fine, perfect. But the one problem is that I am creating that object, that is simple, that object, that is student object in that home control, that means like a client side. So that is a not good way, because that this times the client know that you are calling that student method, and student methods have student class have student count one method is there, which one is returning the count of the student. That is the now not good. And another thing is that if in the futures you are going to change something here, and you are passing that some constructor here, passing the value in value, so that times if you change that one business logic, then also you need to change in that controller also. Now you can see here you are getting that error message, right? So means like if you are going to change in the student class, you have to change in the home controller. So that times and if you will look clearly, so it's very difficult to write that unit test also. Because of that, you have created that student, and if you in the unit test, if you will check with that parameter also, then you have to change the both the places. Here also and here also you have to change the places. If you will write here that one 10, then it will be work fine. So that's the problem. It's solving. You can solve with the use of the dependency injection. Dependency is the third party, means like not here in some other places which will create that object. Once you will assign that one, that particular that student, so that they are that object will create and inject that one, that particular, because you already know that one, that we can solve that dependency injection with the three way. That one is the constructor, method, and property. So you can inject that one, in the constructor, and you can call that particular methods. Let's see, in the MVC we are going to use the third party tools, that is called that Unity.MVC5. Just install that one, right click on the project, and manage new get package, and search in the browser, and write Unity.MVC5. Yeah, this one. You can install this one. And if you use this ones, there is so much thing is there. You can say that it is an inject is there, container, that IOC container is there. So much thing to use. The third party tool is available. So that particular tools you can use that dependency injection, because this one is that very good, that Unity MVC5 says automatically is, all things is they will be registered. Only you need to assign that particular class and interface. That interface is that contract between the two classes. Now it's installing that one. Now you can see that it's a successfully installed, and there is a one text file is there. Once you will read that one, so it's a clearly mentioned. Only one thing you need to add here, that is that Unity configuration, that you have to configure that one, that Unity configuration dot registered components, that only you need to add in the application dot start. So let's go and open that one. Where is the application start? That is a global.asx. So here that is there is a one application dot start methods. Just copy this one. Here it's at this line. So just copy this one and paste it here. Now configuration is the registered here. So now if you will look here, that in the reference, there's so much DLL is added, that is Unity abstraction configuration container interception.configuration MVC5 registration and so on. Then open that application.start. Then here you can see that that is a Unity configuration. There's one more file. Just open that one. So here is you can see that there is a sample example. This one is the interfaces and this one is that class. So now we'll check it. Just delete that one. Delete that codes. This all this host. Okay. So now we will first we will check that one, that constructor dependency. We'll check with that constructor dependency. Just close that other. Here you can see that business logic, we have a student. Okay, that is a student. Just delete that one. And we will return only just the public in get student value. Just here I am returning. So now I am not going to do this one. First we will create that one interface. Just open the business logic folder, add new item, that interface. So I student, and I shouldn't make it as a client public. Now it will be return one get student count. Now same one you are going to inherit in the student class. Just inherit, and now I'm going to implement this one. So just return 100. Okay. So now we are going to create the object of that students with the help of a Unity.MVC5. So open that one, that app.start. Here that one. See how we can write. Just copy this one. This container.register type, and here that will be the I student. Just add the reference, and this one will be the student. That's all. And what you have to do in the controller, just create one home controller, that is constructor. So now here I'm checking that what a constructor dependency injection. So make a read only, and the object of a student. I am not going to create that one object of a student. I am calling that one interface. That interface. I'll just write down this one. Okay. Now going to inject that one, that is student. I student. I'm going to assign. Okay. So here you can see I didn't mention any class. I am just mentioning that interface. So that times with the help of this one, that interface, you cannot know that which class I am going to call. So only that one, that we will call that one get to student count. Now run the application. Let's see. Now here also you are getting that one 100. So if you will see that if you have a two class, let's just like here you have a student class, one more class we I'm going to create, that is a teacher class. Okay. Teacher class, and this is the teacher class. I'm going to call one more interfaces, that is I teacher. This one will be the I teacher. Okay. So same here. The previous one was that student count. This one will be the teacher count. Get to student count. This one make a teacher count. So teacher count. Now going to inherit in the teacher class. Just implement that one and return 45. Okay. Just I'm doing the hard code, but that kind of data it will come from the database. So I'm doing just I'm trying to teach you that one. How to use that dependency injection. Now this one is the 45. So again, you have to configure that one. Just copy this one, and here it will be that I teacher and teacher. The dependency constructor one only just copy this one also and paste. This one will be the I teacher, and here teacher. Copy this one. I teacher is equal to I teacher. So again, that count student is here. Then it will be here that teacher student, and you have to call that one teacher and get teacher count. And you'll see, just run the application. See, this one will be the teacher count, student count 100, and teacher count is 45. Okay. So if you want, you can inject multiple interface, just like you can make a comma and you can write the multiple interfaces. And just to see that one more scenario, what will happen if you have one interfaces and multiple class, then how you will do that one? Just check, delete all those. Otherwise, yeah, delete that one also. So we'll check that one if you have one interface and multiple class, going to use that one particular interface. Just delete those. Otherwise, what we will do that one? Just leave it. We'll create one more controller. That will be imply controller I'm going to use. Now close all documents and open that one imply controller. Okay. So now in that business logic, I'm going to create one interface that will be the I employer. Okay. That will be the public, and here it will return that get temporary employer. otherwise only get employee count. Okay, so now we're going to create the two more classes. One will be the temp employee, that is a temporary employee, and one more is that permanent employee. Oh yeah, PRM employee. Okay, I've created that two, going to inherit that one, that I employee. Just implement this one also, and here that employee count for temporary employee, I will return that one 10 or make it 15. The same going to inherit here. Okay, so here if you will check, you can return that one 150. And for that, now we are going to configure that one. So open that one, Unity config there in the application.start. Just you will write one. Here it will become I employ, that will be the permanent employee. Now one more, I employ or temp employee. Okay. Now you are going to create that object of here. Just to open the employer controller and write them download. And here it will be that I employ. Just add the reference underscore I employ. Now going to inject this one. Oh sorry, not here. In the constructor. In the constructor we are going to inject. Okay. But this employee will be inheriting by the two of the classes. So now if you will run that one, this like employee count, this dot get employee count. So what value you will expect? Because here that particular this interface actually is inherited by the two classes, and I'm going to call that one employee because of that interface have this method, right? So here this one is returning that 15 and here it's returning that 150. So how you here in that controller, how you will know that one, which one is going to call, this one or this one? So let's check. Here it will become like an employer, that will be the index. This one now 10. We'll check that 15 is coming. Why it's 15 is coming? If you open that in, because of that temp, it's checking that it's loading that last one. First this one is returning that is a 150 and this one returning that 115. It's loading that one, last record, this one temp employee, because you are injecting that both of that class, that permanent employee and temp employee both, but it's returning that one only, that I employee, that one, that temporary employee, that last one. If you will add one more employee here and you are going to use that particular that I employee, then it will be the last one, it will be taken and it will return here. So because of that it's returning that 15. So how you can solve that one? that times you have to use that generic. So go to the I imply, just open that I imply, and here you have to write the generic. Okay, so where t is equal to class. Okay, so everywhere you have to use that one. Here also you have to write like this one is that perm imply, and here also you have to write temp imply. Okay, so because here that one that I imply that will be the permanent imply because you are going to inject. Now if you will go here also it will be the perm imply, and one more here this one is the temp imply, and go to that imply controller that here. So which one you are going to inject, so you have to write that one that particular class which one you are going to inject. So I'm going to inject that permanent imply, this one. So here also you have to write like this one will be the permanent imply. Okay, so now if you call, just build that application. Okay, that's build succeeded. Now I will check that one, just run. And here you have to write imply, just press enter. So now you will see what's the data. Now it's coming that 150 because of that permanent imply it's returning 150. If you want to use that one temp imply, so what you have to need to do, you have to just copy or you have to inject that one permanent imply. This one will be the temp imply, and here you can write like a temp, or this one. So just copy this one temp imply and write here this one will be the temp imply count. Same. Now run. Just show it. Run it again. This one will be the employee. So I'll make it breakpoint here because I don't have that employee view. So just make a breakpoint here. Yeah. So here you can see that one. This one is a 150 and this one is that 15. I think so. Let's we'll check one more times. So but what we are doing here, because we are what we are doing. So you have two classes, but both the classes is inheriting that I imply one interfaces. So what we have done, we have created that one that two class, that is a permanent employee and temporary employee, and one interface that I employee. So previously it was like we are not using the generic, so that times the both the class are using that one that particular I employee interfaces. So in the registrations I have registered that both the class, while injecting I am not going to assign that one that which employee going to be injected. So that's why only I have written that I employ here. So I'm trying to inject, but not that one was injecting, because that last one is checking that one, that particular class, and I was trying to inject it that last configuration. That was it, that temporary employee. So because of that, what we have created that a generic. So we have added the generic, or we told you here that like a constraint. This one is called a constraint. So T will always will be class only, not integer, because once you are going to use that generic, if you are writing that T, that means a type. Type means any type, means like an integer. So because of that, I want to only that class, that t should be only class. So that's why we have written here where t is equal to that class. So only you have to pass here that class only. So same thing I am trying to do here. So like interface, I am passing that one temp class, and the permanent class, the same things I have done. I have done here the same things what I have done in the temp. I am passing that one permanent class, and the unitary configuration also I have done like that. I have used the generics, and the controller I am assigning here. Once we are going to inject that one, so I am assigning that one. Okay, this particular name is for which belongs to the permanent employee, or temp employee belongs to the temp employee. So because that, and here this is same things I am trying to call here. Okay, so I'm calling this one that count, and so this one here I use that one, that you can see that we have used that one Unity.MVC5. So just install that one, that Unity.MVC5, or you can use any third-party tools who can create that object for dependency injection. And the first once we have created that home controller also, it was like that only. So I'm injecting. You can inject here multiple interface. So here you can see that there is no name of the. You will not know that one. If you want, you can add more methods. But yeah, in that this interface, it is not telling that which class is going to call. The same thing. So we have registered that one. Once you will install that time, after installing, so you will get the text file. So in the text files, you will see that's what need to be changed. So here I have added this one, that unity configuration dot register components. I hope it's a clear. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. If you have any question, write down in the comment section. Thank you.